Hello, this is the April 2011 edition of the Layout Tour. At the moment we're in the main room at the Peninsula, looking at the bottom station. You can start seeing the grain wagons which have been lined up. These are all my grain wagons that I own. Of course, the silo there. Progress at this station has really been nothing. It's still awaiting electrical connection and gapping. Meanwhile, at the top, there's a tortoise there, ready to be installed on that point, which is just there. That bridge there won't be used, it's a bit too bad condition, but that bridge spot is going to be there. You can see I've got some globes under test, but because I'm using a floodlight at the moment, so they're not showing as much. So if I turn off the floodlight, you can see a bit more of the lighting tests, but we might be using little fluoro strips rather than those bulbs. Anyhow, let's continue on. Down here, those LED units didn't prove very acceptable, weren't bright enough, but I tried them. Meanwhile, let's go towards the top level, and here's the end of the two rails, and that's to be extended on. I now have the ability to connect this track up to the upper staging yards, which we will see shortly. Typical fascia. You see we've got some points and signals here. Well, points, sorry. Set up roughly. At this stage, what I'll do for this station area is just put the main line through with the points on the main line here, and then eventually build the station later on, so I get the main line happening. See, here is the portable layout on a portable stand, well, not so portable stand. I work on that occasionally. Going past bits and pieces, we can now see where the new work has joined the old work. That was the first module put up, and there's the last area done. Last Friday I had a working bee and got a lot of it painted thanks to Graham and Trevor and Mark helped build that back seam part. Because of the fascia we won't see the air conditioning ducting which you see there. So this is the upper level, and it goes around and into the behind the stair area there. The middle level, which is there, that'll go around eventually and go in as well. The bottom level, of course, is the staging yard, which is waiting for the upper level to be largely built before I build it, because it'll get in the way of me building the top level, as you can see again. As I said, heading towards the upper staging level at that point, and there's the middle level, and there's the bottom level. Not much work has been done over here at the top station, apart from being that extra mess, but it will happen. Just got to get some extension cord. That's still going to be a bridge site down here. Heading towards the sunroom, we can now see where I've joined the track, and that goes onto the spline, and you can see the shunting neck also is installed. Into the electrical cupboard eventually. I've got to start mounting electrical gear here, and you can see in there you've got the middle level just poking out and the upper level attached. You can see, you should be able to see that it's on a bit of a slope too if I'm holding the camera steady. So that's what's happening in there. Okay, into the sunroom here. Most of the work's been done recently. First of all, we've got this fascia which comes in, but it has to transition to the smaller fascia for this area, and I've got to wait for the outer layer to go on so I can cut it off properly to match what I want eventually with contours. You can see the upper level which is the staging yards. We'll just go up and have a look. And whatnot. So swing around. I've got a clock so I know what time it is in here. And as I said, this is done with spline construction. Transitioning there. And that loops around until we get to this area. There's a point, and you can see it's just a narrow shelf, really. That's where the silo will be, and you've got the siding, mainline, and loop. So that's all going upgrade, but the skirt silo is not at an upgrade, it's more or less level. All being painted grey again by Graham and on that working bee. Here we've got the removable section. Oh, very nice and stiff at the moment, so I won't try and pull it out. And the back ceiling area here. And finally we've got the catch into the rest of the world that way. Wiring up here, still to do a lot of the wiring of the actual frogs. And there's one of the circuit boards which controls it from the DCC. Okay, so overall looks at the room there. The benchwork on the top there is for a separate model railway construction test module. And here's the short indicator panel, which will just tell us where the trains are and if there's a short. Meanwhile, this will be the panel to actually control the points at the top of the section. All it is just push buttons and that's it. So there we go, that's the basic thing. The insulation is in here for the marine insulation, and there's the hole back into the other area. Hope you enjoyed this quick tour, and hopefully you'll be able